I remember the first time I heard about the Bring Sally Up challenge from a friend who was into CrossFit at that time. Apparently, it started as a tweet from legendary CrossFit champion Rich Froning, who shared what would become a perennial fitness favorite as far as these types of challenges are concerned. With a single tweet, a rite of passage was created for athletes everywhere. And even though Rich initially pitched it as a squat challenge, Bring Sally Up morphed into a variety of other exercise challenges, most notably among them, you guessed it, push-ups. After watching a variety of fitness influencers who appeared to be in peak physical condition fail this challenge, I was more than a little intrigued. But I was more than a little surprised to see how current some of the videos about Bring Sally Up push-up challenges are, given its age. I mean, the original tweet is from 2013, so why? What made this challenge go viral, and why is it still popular almost a decade later? On paper, it's only 30 reps, and that doesn't sound like a lot to most athletes, and it isn't for the most part. But there are a couple of cruel twists in this challenge, regardless of the exercise you opt to use for it. It spreads the suffering around in a truly diabolical way. First, there's no unloading at any point. Your body is always under tension from the first rep to the last. And second, that 3.5 minutes of time under tension with no unloading is accomplished by way of several lengthy static holds, the worst of which get held in the bottom position, hovering just slightly off the floor. So let me explain this in a little more detail. Over the course of the song, there will be 8 reps, a hold, 5 reps, a hold, 5 reps, a hold, 12 reps, and then a final hold for 30 reps altogether. And the difference is made up by isometric contractions in either the top or the bottom position. That's usually what breaks people, the pauses between the repetitions. This challenge isn't about what you can rep out. This challenge is about being mentally strong enough to face failure. I think that's the secret to its longevity as a fitness challenge. Deceptively simple, but savagely challenging. Most people probably think they can do it when they first hear about it. They usually can't. And to that point, if you ever wanted a reason to get good at push-ups, this particular challenge makes a strong argument for doing so. Because if you're in a room full of people and you can complete this challenge, you're most definitely in the minority. And not to ruin the song for everyone or to embarrass Rich Froning, but the lyrics are actually Green Sally Up and Green Sally Down. The origins of this song are that it's actually a field holler from the slavery era of the American South and contains allusions to picking cotton and the death of a slave owner or his wife. It gets murky there for scholars trying to explain the lyrics. But it was considered a spiritual of sorts and a song steeped in code for children to manage the color line that existed when breaching segregation meant severe punishment or even death. Moby's version, retitled Flower, dominates the search results, but there's definitely a history to that song that has nothing to do with fitness challenges or CrossFit. I found it all really interesting and more than a little surprising, given that Moby hasn't exactly gone out of his way to explain the song or comment on the fitness challenge based on it. Seems like a lost opportunity to me. It's probably worth your while to look it up so that you have a better sense of what you're listening to as you suffer along to a song originally chanted by folks who knew suffering most of us will never know. In a lot of ways, the challenge carries a little more emotional heft for me, knowing where the song actually comes from and the history behind it. And other than that notable correction and clarification, this is a great mashup of misheard song lyrics and fitness challenge fun in a contemporary sense. At least until someone comes up with a Hold Me Close, Young Tony Danza challenge.
Way. The most romantic song ever was The Way We Were.
See, I think the one that Elton John wrote for that guy on Who's the Boss.
What song is that, Phoebes?
Hold me close, young Tony Danza.